It was quiet. A big rough hand playing gently through the locks of her hair brought her peace. Vine laid there, her head in the lap of a man she held so dearly to her heart. A manga book in her hand, the only sound in the room was of their breathing. Vine, see? I was talking about this yesterday. She turned the book upside down to her boyfriend. Could see. Jungkook. He turned off his phone to give her proper attention. They had been like this for the past 2 hours now, with her being completely immersed in her fiction while he handled emails on his cell phone, making sure he gave her proper attention as well. Jungkook, that's cringe, he commented. The panel showed a man making a cute aegyo face for his girl. Vine laughed internally. Yeah, Jungkook was truly a serious kind of man. His upbringing was like that, especially being a mafia and going through violence each day had their effects. Vine, you can't say that without trying. Jungkook, looking at it, it's hard enough. Vine, what about now? She made the exact cue face, taking all of his attention now. He stared quietly. Did it not work? Just when the thought crossed her mind, Jungkook leaned down and bit her cheek and before stealing a kiss. Jungkook, it's painfully beautiful when it's you. Vine instantly turned the other way, covering her face with the manga book she was reading. Vine, don't go around saying cringe stuff so directly, she yelled, earning a laugh out of him. She stayed there a bit before leaving home. Jungkook dropped her off himself. He was always quite serious about her security. Vine would usually visit him on days she get free earlier from her college. Staying with him would distract her from all the pain in her life. Pain she never told him about. Because Vine knew what Jungkook was capable of. The world feared him, and rightfully so. He didn't flinch at blood. His love was the kind that could set cities ablaze. And while that should terrify anyone, to Vine, it was the only kind of safety she knew. But she couldn't tell him anything about her abusive parents yet. She didn't want to see the look in Jungkook's eyes, the one that always come when he smelled blood. She didn't want him to kill anybody. Not yet. Not for as long as she could bear. It was surprisingly loud at home today. Usually her home is too quiet that it haunts her. She hardly ever hear her own parents' voice, let alone hear them laughing as soon as she entered the home. What was going on? Did they hit a jackpot? We should not get yelled at tonight. If they were happy, that was the first thought that crossed her mind. Ryan, I'm home, she announced as she stepped inside. The laughter quieted. Her mother peeked from the kitchen, a strange brightness in her eyes. Her father wasn't chilling, not yet. Instead, he was sitting on the living room couch, legs crossed, sipping tea like a guest in his own home. Mother, come in, sit. That was rare. Her mother never invited her to sit. Her words usually came with commands or slaps. Never the softness, never a smile. Mine didn't move. Her gut twisted. Wine, what's going on? Father, just sit. Still frozen near the entrance. She watched as her father reached into his pocket and pulled something out. A small box, familiar, red velvet, her heart sank. He opened it, revealing a ring, not flashy but still expensive, gold. It wasn't love, it was business wrapped in gold. Father, you'll be marrying the Kim's son. Consider yourself lucky. Lucky? The word made her ears ring. Her fingers went numb. Wine, you didn't even ask me. Mother, you're our daughter. You'll do what we decide. We give birth to you. Wine, I'm not a thing to give away. Her father stood slowly, walked up to her, and grabbed her chin with rough fingers. The smile on his face didn't match the rhythm in his grip. Father, don't embarrass us. This isn't a no. He let her go with a shove, and she stumbled back a little, but caught herself. Her eyes burned, but she wouldn't cry. Not here, not for them. They didn't deserve that. Her mother walked over next, with the ring in her hand. Mother, he'll be here tomorrow. You'll meet him, exchange rings, and keep your mouth shut. Be a good daughter for once. That's what she said before leaving. It all happened within a blink of an eye, yet it felt like a century, trapped in their home under those guardians, doing every single thing they ever wanted for her. And now they just wanted to throw her off to some business of theirs. The door creaked open. Jungkook looked up from bed as Wine peeked inside. Wine, you still waking? Jungkook, did you come alone? He asked as Wine stepped inside. Wine came his right after her parents handed her the ring. She didn't want to stay home anymore. Not at this hour, at least. She felt it unsafe. Wine, I have something to show you. She walked up to him, got on bed beside him, and snuggled in his arms. As much as Jungkook wanted to scold her for stepping out this late at night all alone, he knew something was wrong. He smelled blood. Jungkook, what is it? He wrapped his protective arms around her, an embrace where she felt the safest, where she knew she would be happy even if the world was ending. She took out the ring box from her coat pocket. Wine. My parents want me to marry this man from their business circle, and there is some stupid engagement tomorrow. Jungkook grabbed the box. Wine didn't look in his eyes. She didn't know what kind of expressions he was wearing right now. All she knew was his body was heating up against her. He was mad. Jungkook, you're staying with me. He placed the box aside and kept her in his embrace. Wine preferred that way. She couldn't tell how mad he was because his grip around her was still as soft as ever. His voice was gentle and touch was as affectionate, like always. And that night, for the first time ever, she slept in his arms, the safest, the happiest, showered in love and affection. The next day arrived. Jungkook didn't talk much the whole day, but he replied to everything she asked. Simple things like what he wanted for breakfast or why he took an off from office. He was still gentle with her and smiled when he felt like she needed it. But there was a constant air around him that felt suffocating and cold that made her shiver. During breakfast, during the day, while he took calls or attended her, or now, when they sat in the car driving off to her home. Mine asked him to take it easy, but he was not going to do that. Finding out that her parents were forcing her for a wedding ultimately meant him finding out that her parents were overall abusive. It was one revelation after another, but he never said a word to her. And that caused her to worry even more. Once the car stopped in front of Vine's home, she saw another car parked there, which she never saw before. Was that Kim's son already here? Whoever he was, Vine didn't even know his name. Even after seeing that, he was still super attentive to her. Held open the car door for her, guided her out, holding her hand, and walked inside with her after she typed in the passcode. Once they stepped inside, her parents were there, looking extremely worried, and a young man clad in a nice suit she never saw before was there as well. Mom, oh God, Ryan, where were you? Why were you not picking up calls? Her mother rushed to her. She was sweating and trying not to ruin her good mother image in front of their so called soon to be son in law. Father, who is that? Father pointed at Jungkook behind her. Mother, come quick, meet Kevin. He has been waiting for so long. She dragged Vine towards Kevin, but Jungkook was quick to grab Vine's wrist. Jungkook, I suggest you let go of her hand this instant. Her mother was about to snap her. One look at Jungkook and his dead cold eyes made her gulp and step back. Father, who are you, young man? Jungkook, so this is the guy who is your supposed son-in-law. Mother, what is going on, Wine? Jungkook stepped ahead, walking over to Kevin, ignoring her parents. Kevin stood up. He awkwardly extended his hand. Kevin, yes, that's the case. I'm Kim, Kevin. Jungkook, instead of grabbing his hat, grabbed his wrist with a force that made a huge man like Kevin groan in pain. Father, what's going on here? Let him go this instant. Jungkook did not. He instead took out the ring which was given to Wine yesterday and forced it in Kevin's finger. What he did next horrified everyone, earning screams from Wine's mother. The sight left him traumatic and beat every fight out of them. Jungkook dragged Kevin to the fireplace and shoved his hand to the burning coal. Kevin screamed, struggled, tried to fight, but Jungkook's hold never loosened, and never let Kevin remove his hand from the burning flames. Vine looked away, ignored when her mother shook her body harshly. Mother, Vine, stop him. Whatever he is doing, oh my god. Vine did not. Her father was stuck to his place, not moving an inch, not after he saw the madness in Jungkook's eyes. The ring melted into the already melting and boiling skin of Kevin's hand. Jungkook let him go. Kevin fell and screamed out of immense pain. The ring was never going to come off now, until the man decided to get his finger removed. Jungkook didn't even flinch. His chest rose and fell calmly as though he hadn't just burned a man alive in front of a family. The silence was sharp, broken only by Kevin's wailing on the floor. The smell of charred flesh filled the living room like a curse. Jungkook, now he's marked. Every time he tries to touch something, he'll feel that ring. Every time he tries to buy a woman, you will see that burned hand and cry. He turned around, dark eyes sweeping over the frozen parents who suddenly seemed too small in their own home. His hand found Vine's again. Jungkook, and if anyone ever tries to use her again, business or not, I'll crave my name into their souls. Her mother stumbled back, words stuck in her throat. The usual venom turned to terrified gasps. Her father couldn't look Jungkook in the eye. His lips trembled, but no sound came out. He turned to Vine, but his eyes softened instantly. The rage that painted him red faded only when they landed on her. Jungkook, let's go, baby. And she followed, not a word, not a glance back, leaving them to tremble in the hell they made. As they stepped outside, Vine's breath finally caught up with her. Her fingers still trembled, and yet she had never felt so weightless. It wasn't honor she carried with her, it was freedom. She leaned on Jungkook's shoulder, the tension in her body slowly releasing. Vine, I'm sorry for not telling you. I was looking for the right time. Jungkook, never hide anything again, Vine. I don't think I will be able to stay calm anymore. Vine nodded and Jungkook closed his eyes, kissing her head. He didn't stop there. Took her home, gave her the affection she deserved, while on the other hand he made sure her parents paid for every pain they inflicted of Vine. He made sure their business fell right before their eyes and their properties were snatched off until they had no shelter left.